Welcome back, everyone, to Climb the Spire number 37. We are now in the upper bracket phase. I am Aura, joined by Moku now, and we have Nelson 3 versus Payback. Very interesting set about to happen here. How you doing, Moku?
I'm doing great. Today's a great day for a tournament here, Orakai. And what do we know about these teams so far? Like, is there
Right,
any
so
teammate?
Right, so
Sorry.
we just actually, no, you're good, you're good. We saw Payback for just playing the set last time. They were running a very interesting short range composition. I believe it was Sploosh, the Zuka Mini, and I can't quite remember the other weapon, but it was very short range, very fast, very counter heavy, and they were able to steal a very clutch game three against Altruist. So going into this with perhaps a bit of momentum, Nelson 3 on the other hand, I haven't gone to see him so far in the tournament, but they are the first seed. They are the one predicted to win here, and they also cleanly swept their groups, so they must be a very strong team. I'm interested to see what we're gonna see here on Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi.
Indeed, this is the bread and butter of Splatoon, second only to Hagglefish Zones. Always going here for tournament, which is awesome actually. We're seeing a pencil. This is a well-rounded comp, and we're seeing
Okay.
a paintbrush. Okay.
Ooh, there's those blue dapples we mentioned earlier as well. They're finally showing their face, along with the bubble hydra as well, keeping that as well. Very interested in Nelson Three's comp. Like you said, very well rounded. A lot of paint, a lot of fighting power. They're the first ones to take the zone here as we're starting this matchup.
Indeed, and there is equal map control for both teams right now, but we're seeing the Shark Slider come out. Two Sharks, it's a Shark battle, but not really getting anybody in the process.
Right, as a lot of trades happened, but Payback was on the losing side of it. It is only this Paintbrush left alive, desperately trying to live, get their wave breaker. They will charge it and look for an opportunity to move in here, but the water level will drop. Oh no, they got screwed over by it. He couldn't move to back up on the left side. Very
Oh, Dreadringer. Dreadringer,
yes.
my beloved. As a
We
brushman, I relate.
Yeah, no more slider cheese, folks. They patched that out of the game. However, Payback will be taking control of the zone, looking to extend their hold here for the first time this game.
Pencil's got a very good position as well here, Orakai. It's they're not exactly pushed up too far, but it's enough to paint the zone. It's worth more than you think.
hmm Right, exactly. Able to scope out both sides here. It's a 3v3 situation so far. Nope, excuse me, two down on the side of
Ooh.
Nelson 3, and Payback looking to
Ooh.
extend their push. However, the 52 gal was able to get the pick, and their team is able to capitalize and cap the zone as a result. Seems like one's still fighting on the zone. They might be able to contest it for a bit, but their team's not really able to push in. Payback getting pinned down on this left side. The Dapple Dually will go down. This ends up fighting desperately on this left side, trying to live and provide cooler for their teammates, but will go down.
52 gal shenanigans, ending their shenanigans as well. NZAP's positioning and skirmishing was pretty cool though. We're seeing 52 gal trying to break into the base, but they're holding back. And rightfully so, Nelson 3 has the lead right now, so they don't have to defend too hard as they go down to a trade with the Blue Dapples.
Right, and it's worth noting too, they no longer have any penalty points now, as the zone is still ticking. Two went down for a second on their side, but the zone is still in a neutral state. It's still being contested. As and as I say that, Nelson 3 gets control back of the zone. 5 ticks remaining. Can Payback make a play here? No, they won't be
Oh,
able to. And Nelson 3 will take the first game in this best of 5 set.
a game well played by both sides, and something I have noticed was that Nelson 3 seems to prioritize more range than anything else. I think at the beginning I said it was well rounded, but that was because I didn't know how much range they would have. While Payback, they were playing it safe, and they did get some points on the board. They weren't too specialized, which isn't always a bad thing. What do you think?
Right, yeah, like they had a lot of ranged options there, especially a couple of mid lines. We've seen a lot of them dominating this tournament, especially starting from Sonata with their quad midline comp. But we've seen I think specifically the Spider Shot Pro Frozen and the Vanilla Dreadringer, both very good ranged options that can hold spaces, that can paint, that can also like fight for their team because both of them have high damage as well. So yes, like leaning a lot to that range and kind of keeping Payback from able to get in, especially that Dapple Dually that thrives on playing these off angles and trying to force their way in, but they weren't quite able to do that. But maybe they might be able to do it here as we see yet again tower control Inkblot. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this, Mocha?
Tower control on Inkblot. It's a fun map and mode for me personally as a brush, but everybody's either running shooters or sloshers or a big pencil, which, by the way, I'm gonna need that for a sketch. uh, nah, but could you imagine drawing with such a huge pencil? In all seriousness, I think pencil would do great here. If they wanted to switch to another charger, wouldn't be too shocking, but pencil's a great choice. Dreadringer's going to help out a lot, especially if you're like on the top. Oh, wait a minute. I can't remember what. I don't think there's a huge platform like that in Tower Control Inkblot, but it's still there's two big platforms. You put your
Yeah.
Dreadringer up on those, and you're golden. But Payback, if you put a cooler up there or near it, that could help. I'm not sure
Mhm.
what advice I have for Payback right now. I'm gonna have to see y'all fight more. What do you think? Like,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do think for one, I think this is a very smart counter pick for them because, like you were saying, those two elevated platforms, the stacks as we call them, on either side. Something I highlighted earlier in an earlier game is that short range weapons can play around them very well with the cover, and they have both the paintbrush and the dapple dually to do that. So I'm interested to see how they're going to play around those areas as we go into game two. That's a Pentatech splatter shot on the side of Nelson 3. And Payback going with the vanilla splatter shot with with the suction bomb and the Trizuka.
Oh yeah, Trizuka's gonna be great here too. So we're adding more range. The cooler's great, but now you've got more range, you can now fight better against Nelson 3. We're already seeing some flashing here on the stack, and we've already got one down on each side.
Right, exactly. And something else I haven't mentioned yet is that Horn's Treadringer, that is Curling Bomb Crab Tank, as you see the crab barreling on the left side. It will get picked though, but we'll say it is very good for holding spaces and getting it on that stack can be very deadly. However, Payback able to punish it and get some momentum here. The Snipe Rider has to jump back to spawn, and suddenly Payback has a chance here with the Zuka online.
Indeed they do. And we're seeing map control for Payback and GG Strikes coming out for Nelson 3. But Payback has the lead, 77-93. 3 going down on Payback's side. Hydra has to keep it down. But thankfully, it doesn't cause a wipeout.
Right, yeah, that Hydra going down may cost them. That's their longest range weapon. This Sploosh trying to make a flank on the side, but it gets picked off, and now Nelson 3 will take the lead. Splatter shot dueling here. They have strikes. Strikes are coming out to try and continue this push as they look for more, but they will get shut down by the other splatter shot. As now they're the ones looking for a flank, trying to disrupt Nelson 3's push here. However, they will stay on the tower. This Trizuka being popped on his left side here, trying to find a pick, but the T-Tech will shut that down, and Nelson 3 trying to look to continue their advantage here.
Trizuka moment indeed, but it happens. We got one going down to the splatter shot, and we have a lead for Nelson 3, and with the map control as well. But Payback, I think they're scheming something. We've already seen a Booyah Bomb coming out there in our peripheral vision over by the right. And, yep, their map control's coming back. I think they're scheming, Orokai.
Yes, yes, let them scheme, let them cook indeed. That Sploosh will always be a threat because they can play those sides and slip in where you least expect it.
He's gonna
Speaking of
revenge!
threats, the splatter shot getting a double, looking for more with the Trizuka, able to find another. They have the flow say on Max, or find another with the Trizuka, I believe. I think that might have been a delayed quad by the splatter shot. They want to get their team in, they want to get these picks, and they
Good
want to get the
lead!
lead, which they will do.
We're seeing the lead switch for Payback here. One of them aura farming the whole time, getting that unofficial wipeout. It's when you get 4 people at once, but you don't get the wipeout. It happens. We're seeing the Snapper come out and shutting down
Oh,
that flank. Excellent work.
yes, and Payback now trying to look for the knockout. They're playing some inspired Splatoon here as Azuka comes out to prevent dives from the tower, and it will pay off. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a set on our hands. It is tied 1-1.
GG's both teams this game too. This was a nice comeback for Payback as well. Payback really living up to their name. Going to game 3, of course, but we're gonna see if we can get to a game 4. I mean, of course we're going to a game 4, but like game 5, I mean. Me when I
Yeah,
don't
of
know
course.
calculus,
You're
arithmetic.
right. You are good. It's math. Sometimes the math just doesn't math. It's like that. But
Yeah.
yes, payback getting their payback. As you said, if I took a shot for every time I've made a payback joke on this stream, I would probably be drunk by now. But it is true. They have shown that they're able to sort of adapt to what their opponents are doing and steal games off of them and reverse the tide. And now we're waiting for the counterpick from Nelson 3. But very interesting response from Payback.
Indeed they are. And I'm wondering what they're gonna counterpick. Oh, never mind. We're going Clan Blitz
Mm.
on Barnacle and Dime. That is another tried and true Splatoon mode and map. So, who do you think is going to have the advantage?
I think, honestly, I think this is a neutral map, surprisingly enough, for both teams. I think Payback can very easily utilize the size of the map here, and especially that like lower like left area, like that big drop off, to sort of flank like the Sploosh has been trying to do and the splatter shot was able to do as well. But at the same time, Nelson Three's weapons just perfectly have such a strong hold of mid that it might be hard for them to get those flanks off. So I think both teams have their win condition here. I think both comps can be strong. It's just a matter of who plays the map better.
This is true. So it is going to be tough to see who has the advantage here. Clearly, from just comps, like you said. I agree with you. I think it's going to be neutral. Um, but I've seen that splatter shot. That splatter shot is. I think that's just secretly a splatter shot, man. Like they just got put in cooler jail at maybe like the first match. But we'll see what happens. That splatter shot. I have a splatter shot man as a friend, so I'm already like I already respect the game. Let's see what they got. We're sticking with the range comp, and we are adding more range. Is that 52 gal on their side, or 96 gal new?
Yeah, that's the vanilla 96. We're seeing it come out again. It happened in the last set where I believe they played it on Rainmaker and maybe Clams as well. So again, coming out in Clam Blitz here. Meanwhile, yes, Nelson 3 going back to that 52 gal that worked for them game 1. However, sticking with the Horns Dreadringer that's getting this crab out now. Not able to find too much damage, but is able to control the neutral of the map, as is a 3v3 situation right now.
Indeed, and it seems like that Hydra is a little bit more serious and can take advantage of how much or how little terrain there is here. Because if you control the enemy stack, you've got it in the bag. This is where it snowballs if they control that stack. But Nelson 3 has some pretty good. They have some pretty good defense here. They've got the map control, and it will take a push for Nelson 3 to get through.
Right, exactly. Because as you mentioned, that range and paint, if you're not able to break through it, it can be pretty hard to sort of press your advantage. And paint, stuff like paint, it can add up over time if you're not able to get back that map control, like Payback has had so far. Like it becomes very hard for you to push. But we'll see if Nelson 3 is able to do that. No, never mind. They go 3 down. Payback looking for an opportunity to score. They score without the vac having been popped yet. And they are adding more clams onto the board all the way down to 56. 96 Gal still has clams looking to score here. Now has 6 clams. Can they get them in? Able to get a few in before going down, but it is only that 52 Gal left on Nelson 3. This might be spiraling bad for them.
Indeed, but it's still early in the match. There's still enough time for Nelson 3 to make that surprise comeback, but only if they can push together. One of them going down to the Trizuka, one of them's aura farming. I heard it with
Oh.
my own ears. I can't believe that's an actual comm now. But we've got the crab coming out. They're really trying their hardest, but with every clam, their chances keep dwindling, and I think we might have game
Oh.
here if that basket doesn't close soon.
Yeah, even if they're not able to get the remaining clams, a push to 6 is very, very strong, especially on this map where, as you saw, it can be very stalematey at times. So the fact that they were able to break through and get that good of a hold, this is dire now for Nelson 3, who has been on the back foot for a bit, might I add. As the 52 gal looking to make a play now, going in with their whale, not able to find anything so far. They will be
Oh,
vacked and shut down though by the
oh.
Splushamatic, who looks for a pick with the Ultra Stamp, not able to find it. But their payback now, they don't have to really push anymore. They can just sit back and just control the middle of the map. And Nelson 3 now has to be the one to find that breakthrough.
That pinch with Ink Vac hurt me on such a spiritual level because I'm an ink brush and that happens to me all the time. Crab Tank getting attacked from the front but not going down. We got Dreadringer out here and I was picking up clams, being chill about things. Got a football but fumbles it because they go down to the splatter shot. Splatter shot is
Mm.
cooking. I mean, everybody's cooking, but Splattershot, they put them on Splattershot, picked it up, and that Splattershot, they have become the Splattershot.
Right, exactly. Like you said, those chains have been released. They're able to show their full potential. As Suzuka's not able to find a pick, but they will find one with their main weapon. Now looking
Ooh,
for more on this crab tank. They're going to shred it. And this Dread now fighting for their lives as the Vac is able to get 2 picks. Payback might be looking for another push now as missiles, desperation missiles come off on the top left, trying to stall out Payback, but they will get that power clam in. More clams potentially on the way as the Hydra is looking to get set up here. One down, one goes
Nelson.
down on the side of Nelson 3. That splatter shot pro frozen. Payback's not able to get any more points, but oh my goodness, do they have control of the map?
It was a worthy sacrifice, but Nelson 3 has the defense now. Very. Ooh, getting shut down mid-air by the Splushamatic! What was that? I felt that pain from here.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately,
Nelson
that one's
3
screwing them over there.
Nelson 3 might be going for that payback now too, but they only have 10 seconds to mount something, and it has to be a miracle. It has to be a miracle push. It has to be a miracle hyper dive.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to be able to find it. Vac is coming out here, able to stall them out. Hydra also set up in their court area as well, just firing down. Overtime is half over. They only have about 10 seconds to get that ball in, and they do, and they get picked to
Oh!
go with it. This is their chance. It's only that Splushamatic left up for payback, but they need clams. They don't have any. There's no economy here in this map, and that'll be it. Payback takes the lead 2-1 as Nelson 3 not able to mount the comeback that they so desperately needed.
Oh wow, that could have been a good comeback too. GG's both teams this game as well. And honestly, I just want to say, just as NZAP switched over to spotter shot, if y'all have been holding back, if y'all are in like a special weapons jail, now's the time to break those shackles because we're going to game 4. And if you want to take game 5, if you want to have a game 5, just if you've got an old reliable in your arsenal, now's the time. What do you think they're gonna counterpick with? A bowl of ramen
Right.
says Robo Ramen.
Yeah, I could see Robo Ramen being a good map for them. I think this may sound very weird, but I think they need a map that'll limit the amount of avenues Payback has to push. As we're gonna go now, I believe that's Rainmaker. Oh, Rainmaker Humpback. Okay, interesting here.
Fair
This
enough.
is this is a very, to me, AoE favored map mode, right? Like a lot of blasters, a lot of sloshers. Dynamo Roller that we've been seeing a lot of today can also go and is very strong on this map. I'm interested to see though. I think Nelson 3, like the Splattershot Pro and the Dreadringer will be very strong here, but I wonder what else they're gonna pair with it. Because I think Payback is just, again, they're just able to find ways to brute force their way through and just break the paint and just break the range with just pure aggression.
And we're gonna see how that plays out here. We're gonna see that on Rainmaker Humpback. It is a good map and mode for brushes. And we're
It's
seeing the
true,
roller.
it's true.
Oh, Dynamo Roller. Oh,
There it
Dynamo
is.
Roller. Dynamo Roller. Oh, Wellstring on the other side
Oh,
too. Oh, how is this gonna work? And we got two sloshers now and another splatter shot. They must have heard me. They're like, you heard the cat squid. If you got a meme you use it.
yes. This is very, yeah, I'm seeing two definitely humpback comps right now. This map mode can sort of bring out unique comps, but I'm very interested to see the Dynamo versus the Wellstring, both weapons strong on this map, to see how much they can take out of him, as the Dynamo will be the first one to go out of the two of them. And Payback now looking to make a push here. Will they get the first checkpoint? They will, and they still have that Ultra Stamp on deck.
Yeah, Trizuka coming out, trying to match that other Splattershot's game, and unfortunately going down to another Trizuka. That Trizuka. Oh, taking out the Dynamo. I could never take out Dynamo, all because they keep seeing me. They made the swings harder, and they're aura farming, folks.
Oh, yes, the shot is definitely popping off. Definitely the man of the match so far. Trying to also gets the
Ooh.
kill on the slosher as well. Their flow aura continues as the opposing Zuka comes out, but yes, the shot's definitely trying to make a difference for their team here. Can Nelson 3 find a way to push back into mid here? They have a reslider on deck, but two down though. Make that three down as the 96 gal now the one to join in on the fun. And they have an ink back here.
Oh, with Dynamo Roar getting their pick, we got. Oh, that was a Slosher. I thought that was Dynamo Roar the whole time. Oh, nice job, Slosher. But now you got GG strikes, which are great. Great air denial, but you have a Wellstring to contend with. Wellstring, they slow at your feet, it's all over. But Nelson 3 will have to have a miracle push if they want to get any points on the board, and
Oh,
Ink Mine, or not Ink Mine, Curling Bomb just falling on their head. That's what I'd like to get.
yes. Charge
Not a me
curling
one.
bomb, yep. Yeah. Charge curling bomb though, having a very deceptively big hitbox as you just saw. And Nelson 3 able to get the checkpoint, looking for more here. No specials on the board for them. The Splish does have hammer, just has to pop it. Two go down, three go
Ooh.
down rather on the side of Nelson 3. The Ultra Stand making the difference, and their position will promptly be defended and shut down.
Indeed, that was a very good stop on the side of Payback. And we're seeing the 96 gal out here putting in the work. I don't have much to say about 96 gal, but the ink back is ready. They are defending their teammates as best as they can. What do you think?
Right, about that 96 gal, it is a very strong main weapon. It's like it's a shooter, so it has some inherent mobility, even though it's supposed to be a quote unquote slow weapon. The only thing really holding it back is that RNG, but other than that, very solid. Can paint, can hold areas, can shift for its teammates, get solo kills if it wants to. and they're utilizing both the 96 and the VAC pretty well in this game, as there's a minute and a half left to go now.
Indeed, but those 46 points could easily become 19 points if they can push, and we got size advantage for Nelson 3 with some aura farming. If we can pull a Riptide and just go up this way, then Nelson 3 has a shot at taking the lead. We're already going in for our teammates, Stamper versus Slosh or Roller, but Roller just teleported out of there, Orakai.
Oh yes, that quick super jump with the cooler, a very very potent combo for getting out and going back to your teammates. Gives them an opportunity to keep pushing. This Ultra Stand is going to try and deny that in combination with the VAC, but it won't find anything this time. However, 3 go down on the side of Nelson 3 yet again. It's looking very dire now. They're going to need a miracle to pull this one out. With their finals chances on the line here, can Nelson 3 find it within them to win this game? Or will Payback end the set here? There's 25 seconds left to go. We have Azuka online, but it will be shut down by that Dynamo once again. They have turned up in the second half of this match. 15 seconds left to go now.
They're pulling a Riptide, aren't they? They're pulling a Riptide, aren't they? They're gonna try to pull a Riptide. Oh my gosh. I remember watching that stream. I really was just going over that.
Right. And they do get overtime though. They did manage to pop and pick it up, but it's not going to be enough. Rainmaker Sword on all sides, and Payback will take the decisive game 4 over Nelson 3 and move on to grand finals.
Indeed. We're going over to game. Oh, yeah, wait a minute, you're right. Sorry. I'm reading from the wrong script here. Yep, that's a set for Payback. I've got so much paper. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. No, but for real though, GG's both teams. Payback going on. And I just want to say, one of the teams had Hyrai on them. Hyrai's pretty cool. I think they are a content creator. They're like a smaller content creator, but they're pretty cool.
That's what's up.
They're competitive.
Yeah,
they're on Nelson 3.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they will have to play for third place, though. There is a third place match, but that's not what we're going to see. We're going to see Payback in Grands looking to win this edition of Climb the Spire. They'll have to face either Altruist or Shadow Legion, which currently Shadow Legion is up 2-1 right now over Altruist, looks like, on that same Rainmaker Humpback map as well. So we'll see if, funnily enough, yeah, both game 4 is going to Rainmaker Humpback. Who would have thought? But we'll see who they're going to have to play in a minute. But any other thoughts on that set, Moku?
No other thoughts on that set. Everybody was evenly matched, and I really like how Nelson 3, they pulled out their mains. I really feel like they used those, not better, but more like, it felt like they became their weapons, as if to say, they have been maining them for a while, but for some reason put themselves like an alternative comp before, because that was just a thing to do. Which is not to say that they didn't fight too well. I'm just saying, you can tell when somebody mains a weapon how natural it feels for them. Because that Splattershot main, when they were on MTAP, they did fine. But they really popped off on Splattershot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I definitely agree with what you said, because me personally, I'm very much a flex player. I play a lot of weapons, maybe too many weapons, but nothing will ever feel as great as just picking out that Nautilus 47, throwing point sensors, and just beaming people like across the map. It is amazing. Nothing will ever compare. So I definitely agree with you there.
For shenanigans intensify, I'll be sure to juke you.
Okay.
I've done that before. I've got a clip of it. Not to you, but, like, in general, was waiting for that basket to lower, and I'm over here, like, juking the Steelator, like, 5 feet away from it while I've got a whole clam. It couldn't get me.
Yeah. Well, while we wait on this grand finals match, some news in the lower bracket. Actually, Incompetent with a very dominant 3-0 over Sonata, and they will be fighting Deutsche Bahn in the finals of the lower bracket. Deutsche Bahn, a team we've seen, I believe, once. Yeah, we saw them before in this in this tournament. Very strong team, very good defenses, very good counters, almost similar to Payback, even in that regard. Like they are very capable of pulling off comebacks, so that should be an interesting set in the lower bracket.
Indeed. I agree with you is what I'm trying to say. I don't have anything more to add on to that.
You're good, yeah. Well, something new, actually, in this tournament, actually, funnily enough, perfectly highlights what I was thinking. Because something I want to say is the 11.0 patch, actually, bringing in all these new weapons. Like we saw Dynamo's massive rework, which it's been seen almost every set, if not every set, this tournament. We've also seen Blaster with the 2-frame end lag reduction. It's also been seen a lot in this tournament as well. I know Len is still dancing somewhere, even though it's been over a week already. He's still probably super happy about that buff. And Tetra as well, also finding the Tetra also like getting slightly buffed as well, and also seeing use as well. Like it's interesting to see this new patch like breathe like new life into the game because I think people were starting to think it was getting a little like slightly a bit stale, but between the new like weapon buffs and also the flow aura, the aura farming as we unfortunately call it, but the one that showed up many times this past set, like it's definitely made the game a lot fresher and more interesting.
Stewart, Dynamo Roller, the Comedy Zone. It got even more potent because I will go and flank a Dynamo, but they look at me like before they were just dead to rights. Now they look at me, they give me that side eye. I'm 3 hits in, but they find the time to take me out when they're like point 0.1 left on the health bar. How? How? It's like I tell my teammates, I'm like, they're less than one, but they're still alive.
That's yeah, that's so understandable. The amount of times I think I'll have the range advantage over them and I get them to one shot and then oops, that screen splatted by Dynamo Roller. I'm like, how does that kill me from there? Okay, I'm glad they buffed it, but why did we buff it that much? It should not be killing me from a Kansas.
Oh no, it really shouldn't. I'm all the way out here and I'm feeling it from Japan. I'm feeling it from there. Really nice. By the way,
Yeah.
I sent that game clip over to you.
Oh, let me see this.
Still
Yeah.
knife, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and watch it because the teams that I just mentioned was Ultras and Shadow Legion now 2-2. We are definitely getting our time's worth on the stream. But in the meantime, I will watch the clip. And also, they keep thinking about the weapons. Like, I wonder what else they can make, or like other weapons they can change and buff like that, to sort of give them a chance in the spotlight. Because there's a couple of weapons that have been struggling for most of the game, like Undercover Umbrella, like YouTuber, like H3, who got 1 damage for some reason, like that was going to fix the weapon. But if they've made reworks like this, like I wonder what other weapons they could sort of change and buff to sort of give them a spotlight in the meta, like Dynamo's been getting.
Yeah. Yeah, you make a good point. I can't really build off of that too much. And I do apologize. I had a little bit of a text message from my mom, so I might be a little bit distracted with that.
All
She's
good,
just
all good.
she's alright. It's just checking in.
Yeah. Hmm. Actually, you know what? Something else. Actually, we can talk about though that does pertain to you is ink brush because I saw a lot of people saying that the kid form changes were going to hurt ink brush and especially the hitbox changes like every weapon basically getting a hitbox increase, but I don't know. I mean, I still see a lot of ink brushes and a lot of brushes in general in my games. I think they're still very hard to hit. I think they're doing fine. I want to know like what you personally think as an ink brush player yourself. Like, how do you feel like after the new patch?
Ink brush is easier to use. I will say it's a little frustrating that my health bar is a thing. But I think it
Mm.
could make me better at being a skirmisher, like, if they see somebody weak, it's human nature to go after like, if you're playing a video game and somebody has a lower health bar versus a fuller one, which one are you more likely to go after? Probably the one with the lowest health, right? And
Right.
so if you are going in with low health for the sake of being a skirmisher and you wanna save a few extra seconds